This week we're going to be covering persuasion speaking, and the first lesson we're going to start with is speaking to persuade. So let's take a few moments real quick and look at why is persuasion speech so important. If you take a look at the U.S. jobs nowadays, 26% of those jobs deal with persuasion. Think about it. You have lawyers, sales representatives, counselors, marketing, journalists, media, and of course the hot topic this year are political representatives. The importance of persuasion. When you speak to persuade, you're acting as an advocate. You have a job. It's not just to inform people, it's to get listeners to agree with you. You have set goals. You are to defend your ideas, refute an opponent, sell a program, or inspire people to action. Unfortunately, we're going to be seeing a lot of this in our political debates, which is actually a lack of ethics when you use persuasion, which is showing respect for the right of free speech and expression. When you are persuading, and especially in the classroom, you are to stay away from name calling and other forms of abusive language. The psychology of persuasion. There is a deeper challenge to persuasive speaking than what you experienced as informative speaking. It's the most complex and challenging because not only are you having to inform, but you're also having to change minds of your audience members. So think about how you are when you're an audience member. When you're a listener, this is how you process persuasive messages, because it's a give and take. Many times listeners are thinking, no. Whatever question you're going to ask, the answer that they come up with first is no. Good persuasive speakers can look to see what that no is going to be and turn it into a yes. What I mean is that you have to think about what your audience members are going to say no to, and then already provide the information to refute that no. Unlike with informative speaking, persuasion speaking is about more of a targeted audience. You can inform everyone on something. But when you're persuading, you're already going to have individuals who automatically agree with you. You're going to have individuals who, no matter what, will not change their mind. Your target audience are those in the middle. Okay? Seldom will you be able to persuade all of your listeners. When I was an education advisor, I would go to many briefings. And although I was informing, my main point was to persuade. My goal was to get individuals to come into the education office, sign up for classes, and complete their CCAF. That was my goal. But in my audience, I had people who had already completed their CCAF. So obviously, I wasn't speaking to them. I had other members who were looking to get out in 6 months. Did they want to sign up for classes with only 6 months left? No. They were focused on job hunting or degree completion at a university. My target audience were those members in the middle. Those that still had a few years left in that could complete their CCAF but had not done so yet. Think too about advertising. Advertising is a great example of persuasive speak. advertisements target people. They're looking for certain individuals. They're not looking to persuade everyone. Think for a moment about beer commercials. Best example. Beer commercials. Who's the audience member that they're trying to persuade? Men. When are beer commercials seen on TV? Usually during sporting events, because the target audience is men. Can you think of a beer commercial that's ever been targeted to women? No, because normally women are not the beer drinkers. Men are, and that's why they are targeted towards men. Now, business presentations. You can be persuasive in a business format and still create a wow moment without going over the top. Attached to this lesson, you'll find a link for when Apple came out with the Mac Airbook. Watch the video and think about the wow moment. Now, how can you make a great persuasive speech? You can include a short, personal story. This lets your audience members know why it is that you are qualified to talk on the topic. You can include examples of well-known individuals that have gone through the same process as you have. As a result of using both your personal story and an example of another person, you're strengthening the persuasive power of that speech. Also, if you're looking to not sound preachy during your persuasive speech, you can have a guru or an expert do the preaching instead. What I mean by that is that when you're telling the story, you are not the person that knows everything. You are the one that messed up. And then someone came along to teach you how to reach your goal. And you are just sharing that information from your guru. This is how you can help to create a bond between you and your audience members. So that way you seem more trustworthy. If you come up to the stage or your speaking arena and all you do is speak in bullet point format, you're going to lose your audience members. Especially with persuasive speaking. You have to speak to the heart first before the head will listen. So you need to make that bond with your audience. A couple of outside reading material if you're interested in pursuing more information on persuasive speaking. Found a couple of books off of Amazon that I really enjoyed. So The Power of Communication is where I got many tips that I use throughout class. Also, the book Public Speaking Mastery. At the time that I got them off of Amazon, they were free. As of how much they cost now, I'm not for certain. But you can always go to Amazon. I think too, if you're a Prime member, I believe you can rent them for free or very cheap. So if you'd like to continue your study in persuasive speaking past this class, these are two books that I would suggest that you pick up. That's going to wrap our study on speaking to persuade, and we'll come across other chapters here in just a moment.